Hey guys, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a few days. Tonight I'm gonna give you another list, but it's not gonna be as long. Last time I shot for 20 and I completely failed, so tonight I'm only gonna go for 5. My top 5 things that I ain't got time for. I see a lot of YouTubers doing these videos, so it's my turn. So listen up, everybody. Top 5 things that I ain't got time for. Maybe you do. Number 1 has to do with me, head to toe. I don't have time to be like a girl, I guess. I don't have time to brush my hair. I don't have time to even dry my hair half the time. I don't have time to do makeup every day. I don't have time if I'm going around just my family, even if it's distant cousins, to even match a wardrobe. I'm probably going to look like a hobo or a bum, whatever you would rather call it, gonna look like crap. And they're probably gonna all be like, wow, Raven, when you're on Facebook, you always have on makeup. No, I don't. I just take a picture whenever I have on makeup. And I take about 25 of them, all from the same angle, and find the one that I'm actually okay with posting on social media. So, yeah. Sorry, this is just what I really look like. Um, Apologize if it hurts anybody's eyeballs. Yeah, so anything girly, fingernail polish, even putting lotion on the skin, ugh, I suck. Okay, number 2, all has to do with my car. I don't have time to put or get an oil change every 3,000 miles. I mean, I drive a lot, uh, and I don't pay attention, honestly, to the number of miles that I go. And then all of a sudden, 10,000 miles later, I'm like, oh, maybe I should do something about my car smoking and sputtering. Wonder if I need to change that oil. I just take it up to the Walmarts. I hate the Walmarts. It always takes so long, and I end up spending money on stupid things that I don't need. And I can't even see because I never wear my glasses. And it's just so big and so many fluorescent lights. Like, I hate it, but it's a necessary evil, I guess. And along with that, with my car, I don't have time to clean it out. About 2 weeks ago, I dropped Mongolian beef and fried rice in my passenger floorboard, so I just let my dog go in my car and eat up as much of it as she could. And there's still some rice down in my floorboard, so maybe when I go 10,000 more miles, I'll get it vacuumed up for free at the Walmarts. Uh, yeah, so I don't really do all the maintenance or like pretty, aesthetically pleasing type things to my car. Looks like crap all the time. Alright, so the next thing has to do with food. I ain't got time for any type of food that's supposed to have meat, and you only got a little bit of meat. If you got a taco from Taco Bell, and they only put that little sliver of meat right at the bottom, and then they put 15 pounds of lettuce on top of it, I ain't got time for that. If you got uh, 5 cheese ziti from the Olive Garden and you ask them to add meat sauce and then they only put a little bit of meat sauce on it, I ain't got time for that. I want meat. Meat on top of meat. Just give me lots of meat and I'll be happy. If it ain't got a lot of meat, I ain't got time for that. My next thing, I think, yeah, number 4. I ain't got time for coming up with good excuses for why I have to call out of work. Just, if I call you and I say, I can't come to work today, just go with it. I can't come to work today. So I'm going to share with you what started me on a road of horrible reasons for calling out. And then I'm going to tell you my worst experience of my worst call out. So first, it's all my friend Elizabeth's fault that I was ever a caller outer. And until then, I was on time, I was punctual, and I was never out. But one day she was in town and she was like, hey, I just want to hang out. And I was like, dude, I gotta go to work. She's like, no, dude, just hang out with me. It's like, no, really, I have to go to work. And she said, I'm gonna call your boss. So she picks up the phone and she calls into my work and she's like, hey, Raven can't come in today. She's really sick. And the boss was like, well, I'm gonna need to speak to Raven. And so I didn't know what to do. So I'm in the background going, try my best to dry heave. And he was like, you know what? I'll just talk to her about it when she comes back to work in a couple of days, whatever day that was. So I was like, yes, you totally got me out of cashier and at the cashier stand. So that kind of rocked, but I'm kind of worried about what he's going to say when I go back. But I'll just let the chips fall where they may. And I go back into work a few days later and he was like, so how you feeling, Rave? I was like, oh, I'm much better. I'm good now. I just felt really bad the other day. He was like, oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you feel better. So I was like, that worked. So that kind of started me on a road of fake call-outs. So my next opportunity, actually, I'm sure there were a lot of call-outs between that time and this time, but years later, when I actually have a grown-up job, I'm at a place where there's a cross and a shield. Get what I'm saying? You know what company I'm talking about? A cross and a shield. And they didn't even have, like, you didn't even have to talk to a manager. You just called in and left a message on a voicemail or answering machine, whatever it was at the time. And so I knew I wasn't going to have to speak to anybody, so I didn't think to come up with an excuse. So I call in the number. I'm sitting there like, yeah, this day's going to be awesome. I'm not going to go to work. And then all of a sudden the recording says, please leave your name, department, and your reason for calling out. Beep! And so I'm like, hey, this is Raven from New York Group. I can't come in today because I have goopy eye. Goopy eye? What the is goopy eye? Anywho, I go back in the next day or next week or whatever, and again, my boss didn't say anything to me, so I'm thinking I'm scot-free on that one. Until my friend turns and leans out of her little cubicle and she says, Raven, goopy eye? So I don't know, I didn't get in trouble, but apparently they were talking about me. Yeah, I feel like I went off way too far on that tangent, but just to reiterate, I ain't got time to come up with an excuse for fake calling out. And my very last thing, number 5, I made it all the way through the list after this. I don't have time to remember to feed something that doesn't give me clear and obvious signs that it needs to be fed. For example, I have a child. I have successfully raised her for 13 years, and she has eaten every single day of her life. But every single day of her life, the kid has given me signs. Oh, I should probably feed it. So, yeah, she gets fed. I have a dog, and I've had this dog for going on 2 years, and every day of her life, she's given me some sort of sign, hey, I need sustenance. And she gets fed. My poor tortoise, Valdatort, if it weren't for the other people in the house, she'd probably be dead. She never gives me any type of sign. Like, hey, Ma, I'm just turtling around here. Feed me. Nothing. Plants never give me any kind of sign. So, basically, anything that is alive, plant, animal, is there anything else that lives other than a plant and animal? I don't know. Whatever, if you want it to live, unless it's a furry animal or a human being, don't entrust me with its life because it probably will not get nutrients. And yeah, I ain't got time for that. That's it. I think today, for the next 20 seconds, I'm going to do some Mario for you. Do 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 do